Boom! Welcome back, everybody, for our weekly roar, your weekly roar podcast. And obviously, you're seeing things have radically changed. You can see us. This is exciting because we are moving to go to as many platforms as possible. We want to really continue to rock out our X reach and our platform here, as well as reach out to so many more out there. So you're going to see us more. And then, guys, as this podcast grows, we're going to be hitting every podcast channel out there and platform out there. So we're about to do this, and it's super exciting. So I'm Dustin Hedrick. With me today is Brandon Billings, my co-partner in crime. And we're here to talk about the news, what's going on in the crypto world, as well as what's going on in the ROARverse. So anyway, with that said, I'll start off by saying this. So Brandon, you're seeing all kinds of news going on about all of the crypto being adopted and, governments getting on board and logically people coming up with the right kind of governance and framework to make things work. I mean, what are your thoughts on that as we get more stable in this space?
Yeah, I mean, it's important, right? The dollar scarcity issue. There's the BRICS movement. There's lots of things going on around the world to try to destabilize fiat currencies, and I think people are finding, that crypto is a solution. It's a real solution.
Agreed. I think one of the things that really plays to this whole season being a truly crypto friendly season, or maybe we're heading into more than just a big, pump in the market. This may be just more, that may be more than leaving a bear and heading into a bull market in crypto. Something may be going on that we don't fully wrap our heads around. And I think it is wrapped up in that whole fiat currency situation, as well as with what we're seeing in the US. The Federal Reserve is not budging on rates, even though I really believe they should. It's going to negatively impact a lot of folks if we keep going forward with a market that's taking off and an inability for people to either get credit, be credit worthy, or even get access to funds they need, as well as create this crunch that's happening with US dollar. I mean, there's something really to be said for the fact that with the Fed staying where they're at, they're causing an effect on the US dollar that I believe is going to push people into crypto even more. So I don't know about you, but have you noticed, number one, that houses they're not just selling like they have in the last few years. They're not
That's
just
right.
coming off the market. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's at least a 6-month backstock for the housing market right now.
Wow.
I know. I was just reading about that there is a backstock, a backlog. These kinds of indicators, lead us to recession-y kinds of thinking, even though we are clearly not. There's something going on. The Fed stands in the middle of that. I think I'm with the Trump administration. I would get the Fed off their duffs and get them moving and fix these rates and give people access to cheap money again.
That's right.
And if the fiat dollar is in question
hmm
and real estate is in question, the only people buying real estate wholesale are outside investors. They're taking housing off the market to make it harder for Gen Z to get a house.
That's
With
right.
all of that stuff, I think the contrarian safe play is crypto. I mean, come on. It doesn't make sense to be anything else. I mean, thoughts?
No, actually, crypto is a great play, especially with the progress that RWA is making. And if you are in that boat, you're Gen Z or whoever was wanting to buy a house. If you're preparing for that, crypto is the play because it rolls nicely into when you do have that opportunity.
Right on. You've got actual governances or governments that are allowing to use crypto as collateral against home loans now.
That's right.
They cleared the way, guys. And if you do the math on this, the reality is that only about 6 to 7% of the entire world is in crypto. And it's a very small portion of world funds in crypto at this point. Anyone that gets in now can still get in early. I can't tell people how to invest, and I can't tell you what to do, but I can look at the numbers and
Mhm.
I can look at what's going on around us and make suggestions that make sense. And so, in my mind, if I were you, when you start hearing this term dollar scarcity and you hear all of the language about the fiat currencies having issues or what the Federal Reserve has done over all its years since 1913, and things are called into question,
Mhm.
I would literally be thinking about what you would have that's a safe store of value. And now, this week, the banks are agreeing to end what they said they never did. So I don't know if you guys know this, but this this is so funny. This last year, we were considered conspiracy theorists if
Mhm.
we said there's this thing called Checkpoint 2.0, right? Or Choke Point
Good
2.0,
point.
Choke Point, where banking entities were debanking anyone in AI or technology they didn't like, and especially crypto, and you couldn't get your funds out of the banking world in crypto. I can understand why, because 2 weeks ago, Wells Fargo had to borrow $200 billion to stay afloat, guys. Let's be clear. When your bank is borrowing $200 billion, do you really think they got your cash available in the bank if you want it? No. At the bank, your money's not your money. Let's be honest. They've spent it or used it on something else. And so when you got that kind of situation where they're borrowing 200 billion, yes, they're going to make sure that no money goes out of their hands if possible. And since they were deputized and authorized by the last administration to pick on crypto and AI, folks, they locked down accounts. Trust me, I know, I've experienced it. And they choked your ability to get any fiat or any funds into the crypto space. Now everyone's agreeing that was not conspiracy theories. It was happening. And they're agreeing that they're ending it now. Is it ended? No, but it's starting to. So again, can't tell you how to invest. I'll never give you investment advice. But as for me in my house, we are in crypto, man. It just makes sense. So anyway, what else we got today,
For
Brandon?
sure. The SEC chair, he's encouraging everyone to self-custody their crypto. That's an interesting thing for him to say, isn't it?
I feel like we may have said this a couple times before.
Yeah.
I won't make it all about roar right here, but you see my background. I can't help it. I'm gonna bring roar in anyway. So one of the big things about roar is we believe in self-sovereignty and self-custodying your crypto. And so we want to keep it in your hands. If you're buying crypto on a centralized exchange or platform, it's really not yours.
Mhm.
So with the SEC saying this, he's saying, you should get your crypto on your self custody wallet. You need to have your actual keys to that wallet in a fire safe and put away. And you need to know at the end of the day you've got it. Why would he say that? I'll tell you why. There's two reasons. Number one, centralized exchanges work on order book. And so they're able to say they have something in their exchange that they may not actually have if they're able to cover it.
Mhm.
So a lot of times they're over collateralized or whatever, but oftentimes we found out with what happened with the big blow up with what was it? Oh, what is it? FTC, whatever, Sam Bankman Fried, that
Oh,
whole thing,
yeah.
yeah, SBF. What we
Yep.
found out with that FTX exchange
Mhm.
is that it was under collateralized because the folks that were built into it were utilizing it from their front end
Right.
inside of their own investments with their investment arm. And the problem with that is that the funds, from what I understand, by the time everything played out with the estate being cleaned out, returned a higher value for what the exchange was supposed to have than what the exchange even reported having. So they did really good in the long term. But in the short term squeeze, whenever the battle went down between Binance and FTX, and they were messing with the FTX token, because a lot of that collateralization was based on that token itself, it
Mm.
hyper deflated them and they were not able to have the liquidity they needed or even sell off their own token the way they needed to in order to prop up their books. Centralized exchanges do not necessarily have your crypto on hand. The only way you can make sure that your crypto is on hand is on your self-custody wallet, and that's in your hands. And so that's going to be our wallet, which is self-custody, MetaMask, or the like, an Ethereum compatible, or a Bitcoin wallet that's in your hands, paper wallets. We haven't heard about those in a long time, but I've got a lot. They're just paper wallets from the old days. Guys, get that stuff self-custody in your hand. That's the first reason, because they're running an order book. It's not on your wallet. It's not really yours at that moment. You're allowing them to borrow it. Your money is floating around in the ether of their world, and they may or may not be over collateralized to support your crypto if you were to try to take it out. Another reason is we support 100 million% having access to your crypto on your own in your own hands, as well as frictionless crypto finance, which we're committed to making happen here in 2026 or 2025 through 2026 with the R0AR. We've already been able to do it with our business model, and we are implementing it into all of our development strategies that are frictionless crypto, where on it, off ramping your money from a fiat currency to on ramp onto crypto, and then your crypto being able to be utilized to do whatever you need to do, it being utilized in payment services, gateways, solutions like debit cards or whatever, being able to hold it in your own multi-sig bank, as well as to off ramp it back into a normal bank if you want to. We don't need to. We found out we can do everything we need to do to run a whole business and life without even doing that anymore. I know, I just scared every big banker out there. It's reality. This is the reality. And we encourage folks to keep their funds on their self-custody wallet, because if you're in a bind, you can actually utilize it when you need to. And so, guys, that's the biggest thing for me, is like, have it in your hands. Make sure it's on your wallet, not just on, don't leave it just on an exchange unless you're doing something to get a return off of it. Anyways, all right, what's next for today, Brandon?
No, I agree, Dustin. Thank you. Node sales. Let's talk about node sales. This is exciting. We're finally here.
It's we're here. You've heard us talk about this since the beginning. Developing the technology is one piece. Developing the ability to even, make it a sales function, and for people to even purchase the nodes has been a whole other piece. And all the details are being finished. Guys, we're here. Like, because of this process, we have become better at what we do. Our chain is better. Before I even get into node sales, Brandon and I were just on a call this week with the rest of the development team, and we're upgrading right now. Our chain is upgrading to the standard required for the super chain when Optimism turns it on. If you don't know about us, R0AR chain, it being on the OP stack and being with the Optimism team and getting in alignment for the super chain, you need to know about that. It is the best thing ever. It means that you can launch something on our chain, like a token or an NFT, and it's native across all super chain chains. So that is in process. We're getting into that space. And with it comes speed, security, and so much more. But that's the first thing. Then the second thing is, gosh, I love this so much. The node sales themselves, everything's set up, the platform's set up, even all of the details behind the licensing, the NFTs, and everything. We've got it all together. And guys, we're about to release it all. All information is being finalized, details put together. And I believe, Brandon, I could be wrong, but I believe we'll be able to start really talking about the details and the nitty-gritty next week.
Yeah, I think next week's going to get exciting for sure.
I mean, we already know the prices and tiers.
That's
We
right.
already know the each tier's non-transferable NFT. We already know their rarities. We
That's
already
right.
know their function. We understand the licensing. We got the details on everything. There's a few surprises that went into the last minute development that just excites the mess out of me. Discounting with using the one R0AR token. One R0AR token buybacks and burns built into the process. You guys, you're about to get your minds blown about what's coming with this node sales thing. Is super cool. So, do you have anything else you want to add, man?
No, man, I can't wait for everybody to get involved. This is gonna be a really great experience for everyone.
It really will. It's always so much fun. And I'm excited after doing the NFT run that we did with ERS.
Hmm.
That was super cool. I want to bring up ERS's NFT secondary sales.
Mm,
You may
yeah.
want to get one if you haven't got one yet, because when the node sales go live, it could be that that NFT is important to the conversation.
Did I
So,
hear you say whitelist?
so pumped, dude. We always want to raise the value of our NFT holders. And yes, the Penthouse Suite is just short of being released.
Hmm.
You've got access to the ROAR portal, the AI, Oracle AI built in. I mean, guys, and this stuff is best of class. It's all coming out. We're not going to roll it out and get in front of the node sales now. The node sales are first, and then the rest of these guys are coming out. But you're going to want one of those ERS NFTs to be able to get that best whitelisted opportunity with being an OG with the ROAR family. And guys, I'm just telling you, that's gonna be super pumped. So, all right, Brandon, your thoughts on the ROAR platform season one as we start to wrap it up?
Yeah, I mean, the opportunity is still there for people to go ahead and get in. I recommend that they do that because as soon as we pivot to season two, then we'll move to a new rewards pool. And now's the time to get in if you want to take advantage of both.
That's true. The truth is that as we move to the new season two, yes, you guessed it. We're starting to say it out loud now. It's going to our chain. So season two's platform is entirely on our chain. If you've interacted with season one already, you know what that can mean. It's pretty fun stuff with some other extra surprises. So ROAR Platform 2 is coming. I'm excited. Everyone get excited. There's going to be huge benefits. We've still got a huge reward pool to give back to the community. But let's be clear, season one is incredible, an incredible opportunity. And the numbers will never get better than season one. So you're going to want to get in now if you hadn't gotten in. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of wallets, hundreds of wallets that are involved in some part of the staking process, thousands that are going all the way across to the ERS NFTs. I mean, we got just an amazing support in our community and use. But as far as like LP staking, it's very small. So there's a very small group of people that are going to get some of the best returns. They'll never be seen again. And again, if you're hearing us say that's going to close out with season two, that's going to close out with season two starting. So get in now.
That's
When
right.
you get in, as we shut it down, the only folks that'll have access to that season will be the ones who are already in before we close it down. So you'll keep access until those reward pools are fully cleaned out.
Mhm.
And folks, it's gonna be all in season two. Season two's got some new exciting things, but there's never gonna be a reward pool as high and as like ridiculous as season one is right now. I'm just telling you, get in while you still can because it's gonna go. It's gonna go. When we get to ROAR Chain, there's new things and fun things. I would want to be in both. Well, actually, I'm going to be in both. So there you go. I wouldn't miss one of them. I want to be in both. Anyways, what's next, man?
Uh, we have increasing users coming on the Roar chain.
Yeah, we do. You guys, it's fun. It's fun when you go check the metrics because people are calling you on AMAs and podcasts. And, we got on Binance Live this week again, which is super cool. Huge reach across the rest of the world where we don't usually reach when we're on Binance Live. And so on there, they wanted specs for the chain. And we're talking about, throughput is this high and transaction speed is less than 2 seconds. It's actually less than that. I
Mhm.
mean, it's incredible return. And we're looking at everything. And then we dig into it. We start to see returns on our chain itself. And the fees were like, whoa, we're getting used. And so for the whole ROAR community, it's super cool to see increasing users coming on chain, developers starting to really get there and test it out. We left the beta era over a month ago, and we're in
Mhm.
production on our chain. So, guys, if you've got a project out there that's Ethereum compatible, you'll want to get the specs from our website at roar.io, R0AR.io. Get the specs, get on our chain, launch your project on our chain, and just see what it does for you. We've got the token bridge out there, so get to the ROAR token bridge. You can find that also on our website. All our information for our chain is there. You bridge your tokens over, and everything is just like all of the OP Stack family. We run on literally Ethereum as our gas, but our fees are fractions of the cost. So you may be paying $5 to $30 for a basic ERC20 or whatever smart contract transaction. On our chain, that same transaction starts at 0.0001 and goes up to like 0.002, less than pennies for your transactions. So we're really out there with some of the best of class. The pricing is right, and the support is there. Infrastructure is awesome. The support team's doing an incredible job. We're building on our chain. You guys should build on our chain too. It is rocking. More and more coming to our chain because, guys, we're going to keep launching. We've got literally 4 things that we will be launching on our chain throughout the end of the year. Some of these aren't even on our roadmap because we haven't updated it yet. And we got so much more coming besides that roadmap. The roadmap's too small. It doesn't dream big enough. We're killing it, and the chain is killing it. Love seeing that increased users keep coming over. So anyway, all right, I'll pass this one off to you. Wallet 2.0 is in final development, man. And
For sure.
We're just awaiting a couple partners to give us a thumbs up that they've enabled what we built into it, and all the bugs are gone. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, getting those bugs cleaned up, it's a big deal. I know a lot of people have had some frustrations with the little tiny things, but that's part of getting it out there and working through those details. And I think we've done a great job of cleaning them up. So I'm excited about that piece coming out. But then just to see some of the new functionality too will be a little bit of a surprise for people.
That's right. And let's be honest, the wallets were in beta all this time. So we
That's
hear
right.
you. We've taken all your notes. I mean, all the little things from stuff won't transfer right, or it doesn't show up right in the wallet. I can see on the blockchain, but it's not in there. Bugs in the keys. I can copy the keys out, but some of it I can't see. Thank you for all those submissions. We've taken note of all your wallets that you've given us, and your bug bounties are going to be coming when we do that airdrop because you're adding value. Keep those coming. Keep submitting bug reports. Even if you don't hear from us, we're taking all of those, putting them into our notes, going through them systematically with our teams. And of course, the real return is when we do the drop and your wallet's in there. So we're capturing those. You guys are using the wallet. If you're using it on our chain, please use the wallet on our chain. Get on our chain. Because if you're using the wallet on our chain, that later season of airdrop that's coming in the next year, guys, that we're just starting to leak right now, it will be directly related to everyone using all of our stuff. So it's wallets on the chain, downloads of those wallets that are on the App Store that have utilized our chain, function on the chain, NFT holders, R0AR holders, folks that have done things for us. A new season that's coming with a leaderboard and activity on social media so that InfoFi and GameFi takes a whole other level. We're tracking all of it. You will be noticed, and it comes in that future drop. So anyways, Wallet 2.0 is coming to market. We're finishing up the last details. We're only waiting on our partners to give the thumbs up that they've enabled what we built into it. And when we get the thumbs up, guys, we will let you know immediately all of what we've added to it. We'll let you know it's out because all your fixes are there and some new functionality and on-ramping for some new amazing news that I can't wait to share. I mean, those partners, when you hear who they are and what it means, you'll understand that we're removing all of the friction from blockchain. So anyway, I guess we need to wrap us up, man.
For sure. We definitely do. Why don't you finish it out? You do so well.
Thanks, brother. Well, at the end of the day, guys, we want to hear from you. And I just said the bug reports, we take note of them. Also, we want to hear from you on this podcast. So if you're in our Telegram group, which if you're not in our Telegram group, get in our Telegram group. Share with us some things you would want on the podcast. What do you want to hear? We want to hear from you. Are there things you want to know about ROAR in the ecosystem? Are there things you want to know about crypto? We're happy to take on any of those. We're going to start bringing on some of our partners and talking about what they do and some KOLs as well that we have worked with and get information here to you. So we want to hear what you want to know about. And we're not afraid of bringing on even competing projects, because in this space, we're all in it together. So hit us up in the comments, add your questions. Our team is going to be checking those out, responding to you live, but also taking notes, putting them in our data sheets. And then we're going to be covering those live and then shouting you out. You'll see a shout you out on our X account. You'll see a shout you out in Telegram, or even on this podcast. So tell us what you want to hear. What topics do you want to cover? What questions do you have for us? Hit us up on Telegram or Twitter, and be sure to follow us on Twitter, and turn on your alerts and your noties. Get those notifications when we go live, so you can join us live, and we will cover them here and more. But anyways, with that said, Brandon, thanks for being on today. I appreciate you joining in. And everyone, I'm so grateful you're here. And guys, it is time. It's time for everyone out there to hear us roar. Let's do this. Take care, my friends.
Take care, everyone.
All
Thank
right,
you.
bye.